So, with that, let me extend a very warm welcome, one and all. This is Recovery Dharma, and my name is Julia. I'd like to begin our practice by inviting the element of air to be an intentional presence. And I'd also like to invite the element of earth to be an intentional presence. The earth is manifest in your physical body and mind. And so I invite you to turn an inward gaze into this earthly presence, your particular unique molecular combination of the earth's molecular structures, minerals, atoms, particles, so forth, all within the earth, all within you, arranged uniquely to show you to the world. So come into that awareness that is your body and see if you can put your body in a posture that feels relaxed, strong, present. And to gain access to that, use the air element to breathe in deeply through the nostrils. Make sure your tongue is resting on the roof of your mouth, your palate as you inhale. And as you exhale, you can bring your tongue back into a resting posture down. And slowly exhale the breath. And you can even add a vocalization if you'd like to. You can add like a soft hum or a soft ha sound. So let's see if we can do that together. Breathing in, breathing out. Let's do that again. Breathe in. Breathe out. Let's invite the element of fire into our practice today, friends. And for this, we have explored the element of fire by way of contemplating light, your light. It's sort of a poetic and metaphoric aspect to the fire element. Wisdom illuminated within you radiates out. There's also the element of fire in terms of temperature, warmth. It can also be hot and destructive. And so for the next cycle of breath, I just invite you to welcome the element of fire into your awareness and simply observe, how is fire showing up for you? Is it showing up as an internal glow? Is it showing up as warmth in the body somewhere? Maybe there's some warmth in your neck or your belly or your heart, in your hands. Maybe you're working with difficult emotions and there's a lot of fire crackling robustness to those emotions. And I would simply encourage you to observe that. So let's just take a couple of cycles of breath, breathing in, hawing it out, and notice what you notice. Friends, take a moment to bring forward these three companion elements: the earth in your body, the light of your wisdom and your presence, the fire of your passion, your emotion, your strength, your regard. And see if you can bring them together enough to anchor yourself. Like, really be here. And if you find that the body and the mind are quite fidgety today, that's okay. Give yourself full permission to twitch and fidget, but see if you can also give yourself a moment of complete anchored stillness, just one. And a moment can be, you can measure it by simply taking a cycle of breath in and out. That's it. That can be it. If that's all you get today, that is outstanding. If you get a cycle here and there through the course of this meditation, that is so brilliant. Bravo. Keep going. And if you can stay anchored for multiple moments, it's great. It's so good. Keep going. That's all we're doing today. So, this anchoring posture is a way to bring solidity to your practice. And we need solidity in order to create the conditions for our awareness, our consciousness to really come alive. So, this anchoring, we often hear it in terms of one of the aspects of the Noble Eightfold Path as wise concentration. And this is concentration is many, many things really. And one of the ways that I know for myself that helps my concentration practice is if my body can feel solid, can feel secure, can feel quieted enough for me to focus a little bit, just a little bit. Because now we're going to bring forward the element of water. And the element of water has been the element that really allows us to make tangible sense of how the Buddha used the elements of life, earth, air, fire, water, space, to help us better understand the way impermanence comes alive in us, the ways we are interconnected with all of life, and the ways that we cultivate, contribute, and ignore the conditions of our own misery and malcontent. When the body can't be still and we place an expectation on that stillness, we suffer because we're disappointed and we're frustrated. And we might get really clamped down and fixated. And before we know it, the breath is a little weird. We can't really catch our breath. Things are tight. We may feel kind of angry and frustrated, which creates all kinds of distortions in the mind and in the feeling sensations. And before we know it, we're suffering and we feel stuck. When we look at water and we look at things that get stuck in water, like we've been spending time observing in our imaginations a stream or a river and floating things on that river, there's something within the human psyche that has always found this entertaining. We toss things in the water and we watch it float away. And then we come back to where we are, maybe on a bridge or maybe on the edge of the stream, and we throw something else in and we watch it travel down the water, floating, sometimes even sinking. But there's something about our innate ability to observe something fall or even arise. In this case, working with the stream, we're throwing something into it. So we're watching something fall into it. But for our own emotional thinking mind streams, things arise, they bubble up, and we can watch them. And we can watch them float away on the surface of our own mind stream, just like we would watch something that we've dropped onto a river float away. And then we come back, watch something arise, float away, and we come back over and over and over again. This requires a lot of resilience and a capacity to stay present, a capacity to stay with it, a capacity to be anchored. We are not floating away with whatever thought or emotion may be arising. We are staying put, but we're observing. So, what we're cultivating here, friends, is an observer. And why we want to cultivate this observer, why we want to nurture that quality within us, is because the observer is what creates the space between the arising and the reaction. Whenever we go unconscious, whenever we fall asleep to the magnificence of our lives, and something arises and we instantly react on it, that's when we know we've lost our awareness. We're impulsive, we've stopped thinking, we've given up. We say things we regret, we do things we regret. These are all consequences in that activity, in that reactivity, that remind us, ooh, ooh, ow, I fell asleep. And so when we cultivate an observer, we create a little bit of distance between that arising, that thought, that feeling, that memory, that craving, and how much time we give that to exist, to be present in our awareness before we react or respond to it. This is why the instrument of peace, huh, would you look at that? That's the voice of the observer. It loves to say that. Huh, would you look at that? Huh, I wonder what that is. And that's a voice that says, hey, 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 pause, wait. Let's take a look at this. Let's wake up a minute and see. Let's breathe. Let's watch this go down the mind stream a little bit before we do anything. Let's just watch it. Let watching it be the doing. Huh, look at that. Letting it go. Breathing. So much easier said than done. I shared in an email recently, this morning, friends, actually, with a Sangha member, that this is a tender time for me personally. This is the time of year, a number of years ago now, that there was something wrong with one of my daughters. She was 4 years old at the time. And I knew something was wrong and I didn't know what it was. And we took her to the doctor and everything seemed okay. Yet something was wrong. Something was weird. I didn't know what it was. And I couldn't put down the anxiety, the fear, the wonderment. I wouldn't have been able to let that go or put it down had I tried with all of my might. It would not go away. This persistent, nagging thought, something's wrong, something's wrong, something's wrong. And it was so awful to be with that. And there were all of these little signs, all of these weird little things that my daughter was going through. She would moan in her sleep. We'd pick her up and hold her, and she would scream as if she had been stung by a bee or if she had broken a bone. She stopped using one of her arms. It was a very helpless feeling. We took her to a doctor. Everything was okay. We waited a week or two, and then finally I couldn't take it anymore, and I had to call again. And the funniest thing was I felt embarrassed. I know I'm just an overprotective mom. I'm overreacting, blah, blah, blah. That inner dialogue was wicked. And yet I knew. And so I had to advocate for my daughter. So when I called, I could not let that inner critic be in the driver's seat of my life. And I said, this is my daughter. I know something is wrong. And I need her worked up. I need a full evaluation. Something is wrong. So we did. We got her all worked up. I was able to tell the doctor my greatest fear that I couldn't let go, that I wanted to deny, I wanted to ignore, but I had this awful fear that my daughter had cancer. She got worked up. She got a blood draw. That was a nightmare all by itself. And the next day we got the results. and she had acute lymphoblastic leukemia. And in a moment, my life changed. It's a tender time because those memories are alive in me still. And they're alive in my daughter still, who's alive. She survived her cancer miraculously. And so this time of year is very tender because those memories come up and they're real. They're very, very tangible for me. I can smell them. I can feel them all over again. And I tell myself over and over, what I'm feeling, this memory arising, is not that of me actually experiencing it. I'm not reliving it. She doesn't have cancer again. This is just a memory surfacing because this is a tender time of year. And now my practice is to not resist any of the arisings, but to simply allow them. And oh, yeah, there it is. Would you look at that? Right on time. Right on time. And now I'm going to watch that go. And with it, I'm going to blow a kiss to that memory and go, I'm so grateful for my daughter's life. I'm so grateful for all the amazing people I encountered. I'm absolutely not grateful that I had this experience. It was a terrible way to wake up. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. And that's my story. That's my life, though. So it's this bothness, so much that I'm grateful for, so much that I'm not. And that together makes the whole of my heart. And I watch it all arise and then float away on the waters of my imagination, the waters of my tears, the waters of my beating heart, the blood, the sweat of that time, of my practice since then. Next week, we're going to surround all of this with mystery, the fifth element, space. And so I get to see it all and experience it all with this enormous capacity for equanimity, joy, compassion, loving kindness, qualities that are so nurturing to my mind, my body, and my spirit. May any memories you're having, may any arisings you're having be witnessed through the lens of your wise observer. May you watch it float on by like a paper boat or a leaf or something that you toss into the waters of your imagination. May the next arising come, reveal itself to you, and may you watch it float away on the waters of your mind and heart. And may this be a practice of ease, of observation, of presence. Let's end our practice today breathing. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. If it's comfortable for you, you can put your hands in a prayer pose, head slightly bowed, And in your next inhalation and exhalation, just include in your practice anyone else who may be enduring arisings that are uncomfortable. And may your practice of bringing forward that arising, seeing it, bearing witness to it, and then watching it float away, may that practice bring ease to all beings. Breathing in, breathing out. Let's go ahead, friends, and end our practice today with a dedication of merit. So let's begin our dedication of merit with a stretch. And let's have you all sit in a way where you can close your eyes and just curl your shoulders up to your ears and kind of roll them forward so that your back is in a C shape, like you're scrunching over just a little bit. Oh, and feel the muscles in your back stretching. And then slowly, slowly, slowly sit nice and tall. Straighten the spine. Open up the core of your body. Roll your shoulders back and down. Even move your elbows so that the front of your body now stretches wide. Maybe you've got a little bit of arch now in your back. Lift your head, lift your heart, open up, stretch. And then on the next inhalation, see if you can bring your body, straighten your spine now, bring your shoulders down, allow your hands to find refuge on your lap. Let them rest in whatever posture feels the most at ease. And take a moment to reflect. Take a moment to reflect on the flow of your life that enabled you to be here today. Take a moment to reflect on your own mind stream that may differ slightly, may be a branch of the main stream. And may you delight in the fact that through your efforts, through your karma, your wisdom, your own light, you are truly carving your own way. May it be blessed and beautiful. May it be a place abundant. May it be a place that you can share with others. May it be a place open to receiving the wonder and awe of life. May it be a place where pairs of opposites coalesce and play, places of swift-moving waters and still ponds, places where the water is deep and shallow, places where there's a forest creating shade, and places where your waters, your life, flows into wide open spaces. May the observer you continue to cultivate within yourself grow in resilience, presence, and love. May you awaken to the wonder of you. May I awaken to the wonder of me. Together, may we breathe and live free. We'll see you next time. Namaste.